Hello, today we're gonna explain how to play Nori, which is a Korean traditional board game that is played during the New Year's or festivals or events such as Chuseok. So this game might look very complicated, but it is actually very easy to play. So there are four blue horses, which is one team, and four red horses, which is one team. So it's two teams going against each other, and the main objective is to start from here and then go all the way around or cut all the way in and then return here to win. So if all of your blue horses get back before the red horses get back, then the blue team wins. And vice versa, if the red team gets back here first before the blue team does, then the red team wins. So it's actually a pretty simple game. It's almost like other games such as Monopoly. So there's actually 6 different steps you can take. And to figure out how many steps you can take, we throw these wooden sticks called yut. So that's why it's called yut nori. So with these 4 sticks, what you do is you flip it in the air and you see where it lands. However, when you throw it, if one stick lands out of the area, then that person's turn is over and it's the next team's turn or the next person's turn. So now I'll explain the 6 different steps that you can take. So in total there is 도, 개, 걸, 윷, 모, and 백도. Those are the 6 different steps that you can take. So 도 is when you flip the 윷 and one flips over. That means it's one step. So I'll show an example of the blue going one step. If I flip it over and 2 flips over, then it's 2 different steps. So then I can go 1, 2. Same again. If 3 flips over when I flip it, then it goes 1, 2, 3. If 4 of them flip over when I throw it, then it's 4 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly, if none of them flip over by chance when I throw it in the air, then it's 5 steps. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, there's this last option that you can add called 백도. However, if you don't want to add this option, you don't have to. Nori is played in various different ways in various different areas of Korea. So whoever you play with and whoever you want to play with, you can choose your rules depending on them. But we'll explain 백도 just in case you guys decide to add the rule. So as you remember, 도 is when one flips over, and that's, as I explained, one step. However, if the one that's marked with the X flips over and none of the others flip over, it's called 백도. To easily remember, it's called kind of like a back door. So 백도, which means one step back. So if you're here or here, wherever you are, you take one step back. So those are the steps that you can take in order to win this game. So some of the other various rules are something called 업기, which is basically called piggyback. So for example, if I'm the blue team and I roll a 2, then my blue horse goes 1, 2. And then the red team will obviously go, and let's say the red just lands on 1, okay? And then it's the blue team's turn again. So if the blue team rolls again, but gets another 2, then they can either move this up 1, 2, or they can start a new tile and go 1, 2, and piggyback on this horse. If you piggyback on this horse, you guys have to move together from now on until the end. You cannot separate. Okay, so this is called piggyback. So what can this red do in order to take this guy out? So there's another way that you can kind of eliminate this person to start from the beginning, which is that you have to catch him. So for right now, as you can see that it's 도 and 개. So there's one step in between. So in order for the red to catch the blue, he needs one roll. So if I roll it, and by really good chance, I get one flipped over, then I can go one step and eliminate this guy. So then this guy has to start from the beginning again. So those are the simple rules of yut nori. Some additional rules are such as if you roll a yut or a mo, so yut was when it's all flipped over, and mo is when it's all not flipped over, then you get to flip it again. So for example, if I get mo, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I get to flip it again, and if I get a 개 this time, I can go 1, 2, or I can go 1, 2. If I get yut, I can also roll again. If I get 개, then I can go 1, 2. Okay. Another way in which you can roll again is, as I explained, is if you catch a person. So if this red catches the blue, then this red can roll again or flip again. Okay. It might seem complicated, but if you play, it's actually pretty easy, and if you get the hang of it, it's really, really fun. So the last rule I'll explain is these little corners right here. So these corners are basically, they can be shortcuts for you to win the game. However, if you want to take this shortcut in here, then you have to land on this exact same spot. So what does that actually mean? So let's say I roll a Yut, which is 4 steps. So from the beginning, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next turn, I get a K, which is 2 steps. I can't go 1, 2, because in order to go inside, I have to get a tool first, which is 1 step. And then in my next turn, if I get a K, I can go inside 1, 2. So in order to use these corners, you have to land exactly on this spot here. That goes for the same middle here. Let's say if I get here by chance, and I want to get here so that I can take a shortcut to the end and finish faster than everyone else. However, if I don't get a tool and I get a K instead, I have to go directly in front and go past this going 1, 2. So those are the basic rules of Yut Nori that me and my friends played together. And the following video that you will see of me and my foreigner friends playing together, we played with this exact same rule. However, Yut Nori is different in various different places in Korea. So whoever you play with, what family you play with, and what area or district you play with, the rules will be completely different. Some rules will have baekdo, some rules will not have baekdo. Some rules not have the rule where you land exactly on the spot, and some places will do. So it really depends on who you play with and how you play. But these were the basic rules of Yut Nori, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys play it even more. Thank you.